We just finished up a war against a level 8 clan 2 called Persian Wolf. And what we were doing here was kind of a practice war for everybody. We normally operate a little bit differently than we did in this one. This time the goal was everybody, with the exception of the Town Hall 10s, were going to try to 3-star their bases. Whatever they attacked, whatever troops they decided to use, it was going to be a 3-star strategy just to see how we would do that way. And here's how it basically turned out. You can see they 2-starred our 1, 2-starred 2, 2-starred 3, 2-starred 4, 2-starred 5, 3 on 6, so on and so on. But you see there's a lot of 2s here. That goes all the way down still into the 8s. They weren't able to finish the Town Hall 8s off. So when you look on our side, we won the war by 5 points. And we ended up not even starring 1 and 3, which is a little unfortunate. But the Town Hall 10s, the rule was for this war, we were going to take one crack at our mirror, get what we could out of it, and then we were going to practice helping cleaning up with the 9s, because a couple of our 10s, you know, they went through some stuff really fast, so they're trying to learn these 3-star strategies along with me and everybody else, you know. So, number 4, Slick Pro, 1 shot, 3-starred the guy. Number 8, same guy, Slick Pro, went out there and 3-starred the guy. Number 12, Althea, she took him out, 1 shot, 3-starred at blind. Extreme Beast, Prime. Then getting down into the 8s, we got Wawish, the other one, Wawish, Johnny, Wick, the other one again, Johnny again, Adam, Sammy, and then Billy took on number 25, which was a Town Hall 7 who hasn't even built his 3rd air defense, so that was pretty easy. He used dragons on that one. But midway through the war, Smeezy actually asked, you know, he said he was really confused. He didn't know how to execute these strategies. He tried it on 14 and just got really frustrated. Ended up missing his 2nd attack altogether, so he went down to our feeder clan to hang out there for a few days and just work with those guys. But we're going to take a quick look at his attack. And we'll pause it right here. We'll look at the troops he has trained. He's got a kill squad. He's got 1 golem, 15 wizards, a couple archers, a few wall breakers. Then he's got 20 hogs as heroes and a few spells. So when you look at this base, the first thing you have to think of when you're going to try what's known as the go-ho attack is, how am I going to get rid of the clan castle troops? How am I going to get rid of the queen? Well, you can see right here is the clan castle. And then a good strategy for Town Hall 9s is not to put those 2 right there next to each other. This queen is over off to the side here. And you know, this isn't a great Town Hall 9 anyway. You can see he's rushed. Doesn't have his stuff very well together. Just threw down some expos in the middle of the base. But let's watch Smeezy's approach here. Alright, so we got a golem. Now the first thing you notice here, the golem is the tank for your kill squad. What that golem does is he is going to defend your wizards, and you get in front of your heroes so they're able to take out the clan castle troops and take out the queen. Well, right here, this golem is going to be engaging that dragon in just a second. So let's see what happens next. Alright, we got a lot of defenses plus the clan castle all over that golem. Now here's the problem. You can't really tell it because there's so much going on there, but that golem's almost dead. The problem with that is now you got your wizards coming from behind, and they don't really have a tank anymore. So here comes the balloons and the dragon now after the wizards and the queen. So not very good, not very good use of the troops there. Because for one thing, your kill squad has to take out the queen. And as you can see, she's over here. So let's just not even watch the rest of the attack. He ended up, I believe, 47% in the base. So he still got a chunk taken out of it using his hogs. He took out the clan castle right there. And with what he had left, he might even be able to salvage it at this point if his king and his remaining wizards went after that queen. But you can see they're working on the edge of this other side of the base here, so that queen's going to be left unchecked. And even at level 1, the hogs are not going to be able to engage her until every other defense on the base is dead. They'll walk right past her, walk right past kings, ignore skeleton troops that are following them around. So that's why it's really important to take out the queen, because there's a whole group of defenses right here all around the queen. So eventually your hog riders are going to come over here, and they're going to be right there with the queen, and she's just going to pick them off one by one. You can heal them, and that helps, but the only way that could work at that point is if the hogs destroyed this last group of defenses here and immediately turned around and took out the queen, which just doesn't work that way. So let's take a look at number 14's base and how you would probably break it down and try to attack it. It ended up getting 3-starred by Extreme Beast, so let's just scout it real fast. Now you can see there's a radius on the clan castle, and often when the queen and the clan castle aren't right next to each other, you're going to have to try to figure out a way to get the clan castle out and take out the queen at the same time. You can see he's got a pretty tight little circle there where you're going to have a hard time possibly pulling those clan castle troops out. But you can see right here, this archer tower falls inside that circle. So your deployment point would maybe be 1 hog, and there was a super bomb up there somewhere, and that's probably deliberate because it's the only spot on his base where you've got a really good shot of getting in there and triggering that castle, other than maybe that archer tower. But this one seems like a little safer bet, but I believe that's where the super bomb ended up being. So odd as it may seem, that's kind of good placement if you're trying to keep the castle from being triggered. But let's say you wanted to play it safe and bring 2 hogs, where you deploy 1, he's going to jump in and attack that archer tower. The super bomb's going to go off, but he's still going to trigger the castle. If you wanted to play it safe, bring 2 hogs. After the super bomb goes off, you know, you've got 1 more where you can trigger it. And if you're go-hoing, you've obviously got more than 2 hogs in your army. You're going to have several. So let's say at that point, the dragon and the balloon are out of the castle. Well, you've got to get it over to this side of the base so you can take it out and get in here to this queen. And there's a couple ways to get your kill squad to move inside this base, because you don't just need them to kill these 2 things, you also need them to get some penetration, because you need something distracting these expos and a couple of the defenses so your hogs can start going to work on the base. So when you look here, you've got an archer tower radius right here. You've got a cannon radius right there. And it's slight, but you could probably use, let's say you bring 5 barbarians with you. Drop your first one up here in the corner. He's going to slowly run over to that army camp and the dark spell factory. Let him die. Give it another second or 2. Drop another one. Just keep doing that until you get that clan castle on the side where you want it. Now at that point, you got to figure out, how am I going to start penetrating the base? And there's only 2 real ways to do it. The jump spell works great, and 4 earthquakes can work great. Jump spell only takes 2 spaces, where the 4 earthquakes take 4 spaces. So if you can work it out, the jump spell is usually the way to go. So let's say at this point you've got your dragon and your balloon over here hanging out by these bushes. Well, the first thing you might want to do is drop a golem over here in this corner, and they're going to go for him. But as soon as they get their guns on him, you can put a couple wizards around that dragon and balloon, and they're going to knock it out of the sky really fast. So your golem's going to start moving in towards defenses, which is going to be this one and this one and this one are the closest ones. So let's say you just want to go ahead and clear their path so they can move in there and start working on the inside defenses a little bit. A good place to place a jump spell, if you wanted to go that way, could be right here, possibly on top of the queen and the archer tower. That's only going to gain you access to 2 chambers though. If you use the 4 earthquakes on this base, you could probably pop it right here around the base of the wizard tower and the queen, and you're going to open this chamber, and probably this chamber too all together. So that's going to work really good, because then you're going to be able to move your golems into the base. So let's say you bring 2 golems with your kill squad. One requested, one of your own. So maybe use the one of your own to distract those defenses, and then drop your second one over here. He's going to move towards the archer. As soon as that happens, you've got to have your line of wizards right behind them. It's got to go fast, because if you let your golem start moving in and there's nothing coming in behind him, the golem's just going to get killed and he's not going to do his job. A trick of the timing of this is, as soon as the queen gets a hold of the golem, if your wizards have cleared this little line, your king is going to react and go defend that golem. He's going to move in towards the queen. That's what he does. So once you get him moving towards the queen, it's a level 1 queen. He's just going to stab her in the head, and that's going to be it. And he's going to be your 3rd tank at that point. So you're going to have maybe 10 or 12 wizards, 2 golems, a king, and an archer queen all moving on this corner of the base here. If you use those 4 earthquakes, you're still going to have 3 heal spells. So, well, nope, you're only going to have... Hang on, my math isn't very good here. Town Hall 9s have 9 spells. So you're going to have 3 quakes and you'll request 1. So that would leave you room for 6 more spells. So yeah, you'd have 3 heal spells. Sorry about my math there. But anyway, so this little corner around the queen are where the golem's moving in. That and that are set to ground. So they're going to be picking up on both of those golems, the king, everything moving in towards that side of the base. As soon as that queen, you know she's going down, that's when you've got to start your hog assault. And the way the go-ho works best is because your troops are forming a wedge. Imagine if there's a line from the air sweeper there over here to this archer tower, and the air sweeper there down to this air defense. Well, they're going to be in there getting that job done. You have to trust your troops to get their job done. Have a little faith that they're going to execute and launch your hogs. Now, you don't know where super bombs are going to be, because some people are crazy and put them on the outside of the base. So be a little cautious when you first start deploying your hogs, so they don't all hit a super bomb at the same time. So let's say you wanted to go clockwise. Then you'd start deploying your hogs, which are going to go after these defenses here. You know, if you drop 2, 3, 4 hogs and no super bombs go off, then you're just going to unleash your hogs at that point. Well, if your wizards have got to this mortar cannon by then, what's going to happen is your hogs are going to go over to this air defense. Then they're going to go to this. Then they're going to go to this. Let's say there's a hidden Tesla right here. That's your heal spot right there. You know ahead of time there could be a bomb there. So you're planning your heals before you go in. Over here, when they get by this and this, there's another super bomb possibility. You have to play it by ear a little bit, because you never know for sure. But this super bomb spot, your kill squad should get in there and take that out. So your 3rd super bomb spot will be right here. And if your hogs have made it this side of the base, these defenses should be gone or worn down. So at that point, your go-ho will complete itself. They're going to wrap around that base and they're going to take out everything. So let's see how Extreme Beast handled him. His whole 3-star attack took 2 minutes. So he wasn't crunched for time at all. He had a whole minute to spare. 1 hog triggered his castle, and he used this gold mine right here. Pulled the dragon right over. He's got 1 more archer. Went ahead and launched his golem. Queen's on top of the drag already. Drag will be down any second. And that poor little golem, he took a little bit of a beating there. But he's still active. Queen's gone. Here comes the jump spell. Now look at the king. He's pushing ahead with those wizards, and they're creating that wedge, forcing the hogs, in this case, going counterclockwise. So at this point, Beast is just trying to pay attention to his heal spots, watching the health of his hogs, He's got 2 poison spells to help deal with skeleton traps. Some of these hogs have even split over to this side. And basically all the defenses are gone at this point. He overran this base like it was nothing. So you still got your kill squad in the middle taking out just structures. Poison spells killed off the skeletons. Now, all 3 super bombs there are gone, so there's 1 more out there somewhere. But at this point, it's not going to matter unless every one of your hogs clump up together and hit that super bomb. So that was a great job by Beast 3-star in this base. I picked on Smeezy a little, you know, and that's why we do this practice war, though. Not everybody has done this stuff, and it's really easy for it not to work. But just understanding the basics of what you're trying to get done helps it work. And so by people getting out there and practicing without the pressure, you know, it doesn't matter if we win. It doesn't matter if we lose. You know, we know how to make money to keep our bases being built. So it's just about building up confidence to go out and go after these 3-star attacks, because in clan wars you're going to face clans sometimes that are really good at them, and for us to compete with them we just have to get a little bit better so we can get out there and be confident against them. I'm going to show you something incredibly embarrassing here. This is me against a Town Hall 9. Now there's a couple different things I looked at when I was thinking about how I wanted to 3-star this base. It's a moat base, so obviously hidden Teslas are somewhere in the center there. Now the queen's over here, castle's right there, so I can get those 2 together. That wouldn't have been a problem. But by scouting the base and watching the replays, I had 2 super bombs here, 2 super bombs over here by the king. Now the one bad thing about hogs is if all of them do clump up and hit those super bombs at the same time as a double, your heals can't keep up with them. The level 6 hogs are new and I haven't got to play with them yet, and hopefully maybe they'll have just enough strength to get by those double super bombs. But right now with the level 5 hogs, if they hit them, the attack's over. And if you don't have enough hog riders left over after the defenses are gone to help go through and clear these structures, you're going to run out of time. So you can go for it, and a lot of times the super bombs, you may go right past them like they're nothing. You never know how hogs are going to path 100%, but if you did your normal clockwise or counterclockwise rotation against this base here, they are going to go through this hole. And you can play around with it, maybe try to launch a few hogs towards the middle of the attack and get up there and knock those structures out with the king before they go up there. But either way, the king's there. They're probably going to path through that second hole. So that's why I didn't want to try Go-Ho on this base. He's got his level 7 air defenses, and they're pretty spread out. So it could probably, if for me, it would have been better to try to do it with the lava hounds and balloons. Because when the clan castle contains a dragon and 2 balloons, as long as you don't drop your heroes, you can attack the base and they're not even going to come out of the clan castle. Well, the dragon will. Sorry, I apologize. The lava hound won't defend air attacks. The balloons won't defend air attacks, but the dragon will. So I would have had to have dealt with him either way. The expos were set to ground and air, so that's always a little bit of a concern when you're doing the lava hound attacks. But anyway, I'm going to show you what I did here because it's really, really bad. Now, I had a good plan. My plan was I was going to lure the clan castle out, kill the clan castle in the corner. I was going to use 2 small kill squads and jump them in on either side of the base right here and here. And as soon as those kill squads made some room, I was going to break this wall and then jump this wall with my Valkyrie. The Valkyrie would have easily destroyed the town hall, easily destroyed the hidden Teslas in there. And I had 4 healers for my queen. So as long as she didn't get caught up by that expo there, she would have had a pretty easy time walking the exterior of the base here and taking out a lot of the remaining structures. So I had a good 3-star attempt planned for this base. But what I did is just ridiculous. I get the clan castle out here. I'm like, alright, let's go ahead and lower the clan castle over here, no problem. Okay. So I figure, alright, my queen will just knock this stuff out, right? No problem. She can take out the drag. Well, here's the problem with my attack. I let those balloons get on top of my queen. And they killed her at the beginning of the attack. So it didn't go well at all. But you had no point there but to try to recover. So I go ahead and I knock these balloons out of the sky. Had I dropped those wizards with the archer queen, this would not have been a problem to begin with. I just would have had to have held off on the healers because I don't want them to go chasing the wizard and then miss the archer queen. I was rattled by my archer queen being killed. So right here, jump spell looks good. That's kind of where I wanted it. Maybe a little to the left, but that's good. I wanted to get into this chamber and I wanted to get into this chamber. Well, on this side, I completely missed the wall. Nothing can jump that because it's on the wrong side of the wall. And of course I realized that very quickly when my troops ended up stuck up against the edge of the wall there. So my golem's just standing there getting the crap kicked out of him on that side. This side's going okay. You know, the golem's doing his job. But, you know, those defenses wouldn't have been distracting my Valkyrie had I got my golem into the wall with a few of those wizards. But either way, I dropped my third jump spell there. I've only got 3 Valkyries. 3 Valkyries, all that really went in and a golem. And they just, 4 Valkyrie. They just shredded the town hall. Now they're going to shred some walls. These new Valkyries are awesome. They're a ton of fun to play with. And I've still got these healers, but they're just flying around and getting shot at right now. But they are helping a little bit. But I ended up, we could fast forward to the end of this attack here. I ended up not 3-starring the base. If I would have gotten these 2 defenses right here knocked out, I might have still been able to get him. But, you know, by just screwing up my jump spell on that side, messed up a whole lot of stuff. I needed that chamber to be gone. So it is what it is. You know, no matter how much you practice or how good of a plan you think you have, if you don't execute it right, then it's not going to work. We'll take a look at a couple more attacks here. Talking about Town Hall 10s, you know, these guys are real big fans of P.E.K.K.A.s. And honestly, I don't like them more because it just seems like they get torn up by the hidden Teslas. They never go where you want them to. So I've been trying to just wean myself off of them altogether. Now, Winter Soldier there, he was trying to pull out the clan castle, but it was too far inside the walls to pull out. He's got 3 golems. 4 golems. He's got a nice little set of wizards here. But the problem is this first golem's way over here. And these 3 golems are all on this side of the base. So a majority of his forces, you know, he had some split going on there. And he's got a lot of wizards too, which would work great. But the problem is they're all stuck on this wall right here. You know, it took them way too long to get inside there. But anyway, they're moving in. Lava Hound's out messing with those wizards, and that slows them down more than anything. And he's got the walls opened up, but this is something you see a lot, and I've had a lot of trouble with myself, is when you try to attack from a corner, no matter what army you use, they're going to get inside the base and they're going to go this way and this way. It's really hard when you attack from a corner to get them to ignore the stuff on the left and right and push into the middle. So what you have to do is you have to come in and attack this part of the wall and this part of the wall. And you have to clear out the structures here and here. And then when you do that, you can actually drive your troops to the core. But, you know, when you try it this way, the same thing happened to me every time, and it's so frustrating. They split up, and you've got an Inferno Tower and 3 Expos just picking everybody off one by one. So he didn't get the 2-star on this base. And we'll take a look at Anal Destroyer too. He attacked number 3 here. And I can already tell you what's not going to work about this. And you got level 4 hog riders. I haven't ever been able to really 2 or 3 star effectively a 10 yet myself using the level 5s. There are people out there that can do it, but it's going to be a pretty diverse army that you do it with. And the problem is the other towers. The multis get a hold of them and you can't heal them. But, you know, he's got the right idea with the kill squad anyway, because he's going after the queen. But the clan castle is right there. It would have been so easy to trigger beforehand and deal with. But unfortunately, you know, he waited until he's got some troops clumped up in the middle now. So it's going to cause a little bit of a distraction going in. But either way, let's see how things go. You know, it's obvious how the hogs will path around this base because all the defenses are on the outside. So they're going to move around the outside of the base for the most part. The dragon's chasing down a P.E.K.K.A. and the queen, for whatever reason, is just over there popping away at that instead of trying to help out. But that's just the way it went down. And you can see the hogs are doing a pretty good job as long as they don't hit a double bomb. You know, he's still got 2 heal left, but right there, that Inferno Tower on the edge is starting to pick them off one by one, and there's nothing you can do to heal the Inferno. So, but this right here is where I would have been concerned with hogs, and there they go. The double bomb is such a pain in the ass, so you gotta either let your kill squad take them out or find a way to try to avoid them. And sometimes using hogs on a double bomb base might just not be the best way to attack it. But overall, everybody did a good job, got out there and tried really hard. We won the war. You know, we're just trying to get a few more 3 stars out of it. And so we got 16 3 stars to their 7, 7 2 stars, and 0 1 stars. So we did a good job. We're just going to keep practicing and getting a little bit better with them. And we're going to have another war coming up tomorrow and see how we do then.